Hello, LGFA, and welcome to the packed house for the a staff meeting about bidding. Got a full house tonight as we've got the whole PA staff. I've got one of my deputies here, and we've got two BOGs here. I forgot about you, Marino. We have Marino and Casey here. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, man. I can't forget about you. You've been so helpful already. You've done more in 1 week than I've had in my total bogs of 2 years, and that's including Philly fan. Sorry, a little banter. Gotta give it up. Why am I going for so much? Everyone's displeased with their bids. Staff's going crazy expensive. So we are a day through bidding, and not bad, not great, not bad. Some guys going high, some guys going low. Let's ramble off some big surprises. Obviously, Lake's always the man with the most knowledge around here. Lake, what do you got to say about bidding thus far?
Oh God, pretty much what I expected. Dustin's the best player in this draft, so he should be 10 mil. I'm surprised that Drizzy's 10 mil. That's pretty high.
Drizzy's center back.
He is a good center back, but I don't know. It's weird.
It's a lot.
But anyway, a lot of the players in my poll are going pretty high, which I expected. But also some players going pretty cheap. I'm not going to throw names out to ruin owners' bidding, but anybody else?
Come on, Nino, let's start.
Oh, what do you say?
You don't know what to say. That's too bad.
No.
All right.
I am surprised that Nino's cheap, though, for real.
Nino cheap. I don't know if you can call it cheap.
Be up with Dustin.
Why is the CDM 8.25?
Because you're playing center back. That's why.
Well, the only thing I can say on that behalf is that, and I can't say I condone it, but hey, man, if somebody wants to play a certain position, you don't abide by it. Don't expect them to be the most accommodating. Just a word of advice for the owners out there.
Oh man.
So, let's talk about KC. How about that? $6.5 million for KC Nightshade. What's our predictions like on what the final bid is going to be for KC? I mean, I feel like we should start up a GoFundMe. He's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah.
Casey, what are you trying to play this season?
I'm trying to play CDM, but
That face tells it all.
I thought that you'd be playing defense for these prices.
yeah. I kind of screwed myself over by saying, oh, I'd play center back or left back for the right team.
Well, it appears that CDM is the premium this season, as one of our other staff members is going quite high at the position as well. Rune, what are your thoughts on your price?
I think it's ridiculously high for CDM, but hey, I mean, it looks like that's the position of the draft so far with myself, Casey, Lake. Let me pull it up, and I'll name a couple others. The Truth, and a couple other guys. They're all going high. I mean, it's an important position, but I think it's a little much what people are spending on us.
I think if you ask me or any other person that plays the position, I think it's one of the more important positions, but it's a lot of money for a CDM spot. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys on the defensive list that are going cheaper than you guys, which is very incredible. Name to throw out, I know he went crazy expensive before, but Denver Rocks is sitting at $5 million, $250. I think that's fair in a league where we need defenses not at a premium. I don't know. What do you think over there?
Guess what happened?
What happened?
Guess what just happened? 6.75.
6.75. You went up again.
Yep.
Wow, that didn't take much.
The only reason I came on this show was because my bid closed. My bid didn't close. I wasn't coming on this. Didn't want to draw any more attention to my low bids as is.
So what did you end at, Marino?
I ended at 2.5.
Outside back, right?
Outside back and center back.
What are these people doing? I don't get it, Marino.
I've been on a hiatus for 2 seasons. I've
Yeah,
kept it okay.
Yeah, but most people think, oh, he's staff, he's got to play. You know, I don't know. Good for you, though.
I think I tipped my hat this season going on staff, having good availability now.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome. So Philly, how's bidding? Oh, never mind. You're not in bidding. That's
I am. Really? You're gonna be that guy? Somebody cut me out of the bid list, Chris. For some lovely reason.
Well, some people apparently weren't put into bidding. I've only heard of 2 names, and that's one was Philly, and the other one was.
One's our deputy. That's a
One's our deputy, exactly.
Benny Sauce, the goalie.
Yes, that's
How
it.
does that happen?
One of the French armies.
French army.
Yeah, French army. So, like, if you guys know anyone else that's not showing up in bidding, please let us know. We'll do the same thing we've done the best, which is a blind bidding. Sounds like a great idea, right, Nino?
It's fantastic.
I hope it goes better than last year.
So, so let's talk about more of the bids. Nino, come on, man, you've got some insight to give us. What do you think? Come on.
Well, one player I've been kind of keeping my eye on has been Pastor Dave. You know, he's trying to play striker this season, which, you know, we're used to seeing him as a CB, as a top CB. He can easily go for like 7 or 8 mil, but seeing him right now at like 3.2 as a striker, you know, he's gonna have something to prove with that amount of cash.
I normally don't try out, but I did this season. I figured I'd give it a shot, and I played with Dave a lot, and he's serviceable. I think he's a fairly decent striker, and you know, I think that's high for a striker sometimes, depending on how good they are. But Dave has played very well in some of the scouting games I've seen him in. Casey, any insight on Dave there? I'm sure you know Dave pretty well, right?
Yeah, I know Dave pretty well. Dave's a really nice guy. Some people think he has a bit of an ego.
Come on,
I don't
of us
think
do.
he does as much as people think. Yeah, all of us do anymore. But yeah, the games I've played with him as striker, he's been really easy to play with, and somewhat I probably won on my team.
Right. Yeah. So how many? Who's got the most bids so far done? I think Bayer Leverkusen's got at least 7 or 8 people done already. Not sure if anyone's been following that.
I'll check for you.
Yeah, they have like a 500K army.
Yeah, they do. So now that gets interesting to see who they're going to finish out. See who they got the big bids on. They could go after the highest bid if they'd like to. Yeah. So I mean, as far as bidding's drawn out right now, let's hear from you, Rune. Who do you think ends up the most expensive player through bidding?
I'm going Dustin. I mean, I've seen him play in a couple other leagues and seen him play in here. I mean, top at leaderboards all over the place. So I think he's going to continue to be the highest one.
That's a fair assumption. Lake, do you have any other comments on bidding so far?
Hope I don't go for any more. I'll say that. But it definitely looks like people that have like loyalty to LG are getting those bids way higher than like ACLers coming in. Like, I mean, Natural, Jimmy Jones, they're all going pretty cheap right now. Everest, really good player, Baby J. And then you have KC going really high. Drizzy's going pretty high because he's been around for a while. Dustin played like 2 seasons with LG, so definitely seems like people that know that players will play for them are going all out for them.
Yeah, and you know, I think one thing that's really surprised me is the price of goalies. Definitely not our best we've had, but I mean, when you don't have that many choices to select from, you think the prices would be a little bit higher. And I think our highest goalie right now is could it be Apollo possibly?
It is.
Yeah, Apollo at 5 1/4.
5 1/4. So you know, I don't know.
Something I'm noticing. Go ahead.
What's that?
Something I'm noticing is that there's several players that are going for high that I know can play goalie. Like, I know C Classic can play goalie. I know Taco can play goalie. I know Mayhem can play goalie. They're all up there in the prices.
Clausen's an interesting one at forward. I mean, You're not only
Man, nobody wants him.
well. I mean, here's
I thought he would have been at like 15 mil already. But
here's
everybody's so scared.
here's the issue: is not only he's not playing in his normal position, but he's the team killer as well. I mean, you're kind of writing off your death sentence there in a sense for picking him up. But quite expensive for Clausen. Has he been around scouting a lot lately? I haven't seen him too much.
Nope.
He's always lurking. He's somewhere.
Yeah, he lurks.
Lurking. A lot of good. I feel like there's decent people without bids thus far. I think a lot of you guys can agree with that.
Our boy Dunks.
Yeah, Dunks is one that's surprising. Come on, he was on Everton last
Save
season.
Dunks.
Yeah, he won a title last season with Everton. I mean, I guess he is signed up at forward, but my goodness, if he ever played forward, that'd be hideous. So.
Yeah. I saw him play Ram the other day, and he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I guess he could play that. But
he was a good outside back when.
Oh yeah.
I think he was at Liverpool for a little bit.
Yeah, he did well for Team USA. I think Casey can agree with. Any other noticeable guys without bids thus far? Anyone?
I just kind of saw someone, but this is for people who played in LG a couple seasons ago. But I see Seapots signed up and as a forward. He used to be a pretty good striker a couple seasons ago.
Is he back?
He signed up.
He's back.
He's in here. I just found him on the list. But that'd be interesting to see if someone maybe take a shot. I haven't seen him around in recent seasons, but he was a pretty good forward in previous seasons.
He was good when I played with him. Last season I played.
He was a season 1 Golden Boot, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he did. He was Golden Boot that year.
Yeah.
Season 3, he had 18 goals. Season 1, he had 21. Season 3 was like the last time he really played.
Right, but like I was saying, there's an interesting name I saw. I don't know if anyone's messaged him or talked to him, but that could be kind of like a sleeper.
Another guy that doesn't have a bid, and another former staff member is my buddy Golski. I mean, Golski, if he can't, what's that?
The hockey goaler.
The hockey goaler, yeah. I mean,
He used to play
Golski.
goalie, right?
No. Outside mid, he'll play anything. He's a good guy. If anything, Golski will bring a lot of laughter to your team. So a good party presence, so to speak. But all right, so we're talking about current bids and bids that are going on, and let's talk about the surprises. A lot of them, if you ask me, I think a lot of guys went extremely cheap. We mentioned one Marino so far. Rune, Casey, you guys want to take this? Take one on who you think your biggest surprises thus far?
Let me take a look.
Go, Casey.
I'm looking right now.
I'm going to look at kind of expensive guys that I'm a little surprised about. Let's see if I can find someone.
I'll say Benyata Jr. is a pretty good defender whenever he tries. Like, top 20 probably. So, and he's only 1.5. I mean, he's an ACLer that came over.
Okay, yeah, I've got one. Chris 85. I remember back, I think it was a few seasons ago, he was pretty solid wherever I saw him play. He went for 500K with only one bid. I think if someone gives him a chance out there, he'll...
And he's on Werder Bremen, isn't that Killer Squirrels? I believe.
No, he's on Wolfsburg.
Oh, Wolfsburg. Okay, so that's Archie. Pretty good pickup for Archie. I've got two of them actually. One, I know he's questionable. Some people would say, but I mean, D'Lo at 1 mil is kind of cheap. I mean, I know, guy's a fucking clown and he's hilarious, but he will show up and he will play. And I mean, you know, sure he's mainly meant to play center back, but I've seen him at forward. He's not a bad forward whatsoever. So definitely a pretty good pickup for Leicester there. I'm going to assume Leicester probably picked him up because they play in the CHL together over in hockey. So another one too. I got to give it up to I'm losing his name. Mamba for Borussia picking up Tino. I mean, Tino I mean, he's mainly a hockey guy, but I mean, again, truthfully, based on how much CDMs are going for, he can play CDM at a decent level and not be a detriment. I'm honestly, for 500K, for anybody that's serviceable, I always see that as a win.
Yeah, he was
Tino
our
for
CDM.
500K. He was
our CDM and Galaxy back when
Yeah.
we were winning championships.
Oh, so great. No, yeah, Tino is pretty good. Nino, do you see anyone else?
Tebow, he's a player that can change, your whole team up. But been seeing him in the chat box saying his availability might be kind of bad, but still looking forward to see where he ends up.
Yeah, and especially if he's under 3 million. I mean, you got to figure if someone's going to go after Pastor Dave for 3,250, that's playing forward for the first time compared to a guy like Tebow. You got to figure if he goes under 3 mil, that's a pretty good win for whoever gets him.
Another one that pops out to me is Siri, going for 500K.
That's another one I saw too.
Yeah, he's a proven outside back with only one bid by one team, which was Hoffenheim. He went for 500K, which I think that's an absolute steal.
Siri, again, was another one. I believe he said his availability is not too great. I'm not sure. But even then, 500K for an outside back, even if he shows for 2 games, it's still a pretty decent pickup. Anybody else you guys notice, or is that just about it?
500K Killa Aqua going to Tottenham. I know he had a good experience with Gator, his owner, from season 4. So they link up again this season. I think that's a big win for 500K for Tottenham.
Okay.
Garaby's 10, Leicester, went for 750. He's a proven DM, and with how much us DMs are going for nowadays, it's quite a steal.
Yeah, I can agree with that. All right, so let's move on here. We've got some questions coming from people. I'm going to read them off. You guys can answer them, see what your opinions on them. I kind of have my answers already, but I want to see what you guys have to say. Clausen wants to know, what are the odds of changing it to be able to see all teams that bid on players instead of just the winning team on the last bid?
I love that idea.
Well,
Clue on that one.
during bidding, here's the thing, is that when you're an owner, let's say me and Lake are owners, and I know, let's say Nino's in bidding, and Lake and I talk and say, hey, could you do me a favor and not bid up Nino crazy high? Sure, man, no problem. And I go and do it anyways, and he goes and sees that I was the one bidding up Nino. That doesn't set up a very good relationship.
No friends in bidding.
Well, okay, no friends in bidding, but if we got to make trades later in the season, he's going to tell me to go kick rocks.
Yeah, I don't foresee a situation where we're ever going to release a full list of every team that bid on somebody for that exact reason, because you have to be cordial with owners in the season. And the last thing we need is one owner refusing to trade from another owner, because that just creates stress on everybody.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, I think it would be cool. I just don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's the point of bidding. You know what I mean? And here's the thing: teams are more than welcome to share their bidding boards after bidding. There's no rule against that. So owners, go ahead as long as you're not causing any stress between each other.
Kind of like tax releases in a presidential election. You're free to release them if you want to.
Yeah. All right. Next question here. What and who was the highest bid in LG history?
Oh,
well,
man.
you gotta go back to the 80 mil cap days. I might be the one with the highest bid, but go ahead.
Who's yours?
Rooney.
I was 36.5 million one year because Texas Tenant.
I believe that is the record. 36.5.
No, it's not.
I'm
I got
pretty sure
39.5 million on RG4.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I went
Oh,
for
yeah, RG4.
At some point, we really should, if we haven't already, start keeping track of these things.
Well, they are kept track of. You can go look at RG's profile and it'll say how much he was won for.
But I'm saying, in general, we should.
Like the record book.
Is anybody higher, you think, than 39 million? I feel like that's gotta be tops, right?
I thought, Lake, you said you went higher than that.
I went for 35. That's right.
You're 35.
Fuck, man.
I'm looking really quick. I thought I saw a really high one somewhere.
Wow, that says something that I went more than Lake. Texas is an idiot.
That was back when Chris season 1. Wow.
How long do you guys think bidding will last this season?
Until Saturday morning.
Yeah, with all these snipes, there's been like more snipes than I've seen in any season, so possibly till Saturday.
All right, so that carries on to what do you guys think of the snipes? What do you think the worst one was thus far? Not your own. You can't say your own. You can't say your own, Casey.
No. I found. I've got a new hire. Rambo De Leon in season 3 went for 40 million.
You found that right now?
Yep.
Who the hell is that?
I don't have any idea who the hell that is.
I'm gonna keep looking.
Casey's lagging in real life.
I had to go like. This is. Like, I'm looking at the gold rosters.
Oh, okay. All right, so
yeah, jeez.
while Casey's on the hunt for the highest player in bidding, what do you guys think the worst snipe was so far through bidding? I haven't been paying attention.
So he can't say himself, but can I say Casey?
You can. I don't know. Was Casey sniped? Was Casey sniped?
I don't know if he
Yeah,
was.
I put it in the chat. In our
We got another
I don't think he was earlier.
That's funny. Lake, who do you think? Rune?
Rune got sniped.
I don't know. Did he?
Fucking,
I have
I'm thinking about
and keep bid on.
Caesar got sniped with like.
Yeah, I was gonna
7
say
seconds
Caesar.
left.
Caesar was a bad.
And that's like bad blood now. People know who did it. People are
Yeah,
getting juicy.
yeah, that's funny.
Go ahead, Rune. Do you have something to say? I'm sorry. I'm laughing at some of this stuff.
No, I know. I'm laughing at it too. I'm hearing copy of Apollo was sniped, but I don't remember seeing that. But he might have been. I mean, I would see that as a snipe because he's a pretty good goalie. And like we were saying earlier, it's not many goalies, so I could see him getting sniped again, probably in 13 hours.
I'll tell you what. Nothing. I think Lake can agree with this. There's nothing worse than looking at your bidding board, going, "Oh, good, I got this guy in a couple minutes," and someone snipes it. That really makes you wish awful things on people. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it's the dumbest thing in the world. It drives me absolutely nuts. When I was an owner and someone would snipe somebody, I just want to punch a hole in the wall.
I don't really get the point of it. I mean, you'd rather get over it sooner as opposed to.
I agree. Why
Waiting
prolong
extra
it? Why
hours.
prolong it? I agree with you. Totally agree with you.
In my eyes, it's kind of sadistic. It's like, I think it's kind of fucked up. It also sucks for the players because they gotta wait another, 18 hours now?
What's that?
You gotta wait another 12, 18 hours, right?
18. Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's frustrating for everybody. I don't know why you wouldn't just put the bid in sooner.
Right.
I found it.
You found it?
Yep. Okay, here we go. In
my
season 4, Preddy. Do you remember Preddy?
Yeah.
Went for 43 million.
So
No way.
that's equivalent for someone putting 15 million on somebody this bidding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Yikes. It's almost as bad as Mamba picking up Nino.
No. That's fine.
So Nino, I gotta ask, how are you going cheaper this bidding? What's the strategy? What'd you do?
Absolutely nothing. I mean, we didn't have people like Lake or, Rune in bidding last season, so they're taking all my shine.
Taking all your shine. Wow. Normally we're blaming Nino, but we're blaming Rune and Lake for this one. I like it.
Wow.
Got a lot of just trash talking between Fig and Sick. That's kind of good stuff, I guess. We'll have to set up a sanctioned match for them to box later this season. Anything else you guys have to comment on bidding? We've been here for about a half hour now.
No.
Um,
Just
Who
kinda
do you
all
guys
those
think
parts.
has been winning bidding so far?
Who do we think's been winning?
It's tricky because there's some teams that don't have that many people that have the potential to have a really good team, like Texas' team, because he already has Figo and Nezo. But then again, there's teams like Man City that only needs a few more spots and have plenty of money to spend on it.
if Bayer Leverkusen puts their money in good places and gets some known players, I mean, who knows? Maybe that 500K army will smack the crap out of everybody and win the Bundesliga. But man, I'll tell you, getting all those guys cheap, they can really get creative with their last couple bids here.
Yeah, totally. I think that's going to be one of the teams to kind of look out for, because I mean they could get Dustin right now if they really wanted to.
Right. They could get anybody in bidding.
Right.
Probably two. They could probably get the top two expensive
right.
people right now if they wanted to.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's a little different though because there's some teams that are like kind of already have a lot of pieces already in place from last season. Looking at the Man City, Man United, even last year's Everton with Squirrels and Potato and gang.
Right.
So, they're not missing too many pieces to have a really good team.
Well, it's just, not Leicester. I'm losing my head here. Man City or, like you said, former Everton, those teams come into pretty stacked teams into bidding, so they still yet to break the bank on what they're getting. But, man, I think Bayern has to be the favorites right now. I guess it's kind of my soft spot. I used to always build 500K armies, and in hockey I did well. In FIFA I would do miserable. So I don't know. Guess I shouldn't take my advice on that one.
I just want to say that the Premier League is going to be the better of the two leagues. I just want to point that out.
That's a bold prediction, and I don't believe you.
I was gonna say I don't agree with that.
I am not biased in any way, shape, or form when saying that.
Well, I mean, when you look at the EPL, you've got Aston Villa, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, Man U, Tottenham. Tottenham that's Gator. I thought that was somebody else. I mean, the EPL is good. I think the Bundesliga is even better. I don't think the EPL is going to be bad necessarily. I just think that the Bundesliga holds more veteran owners and more proven owners than we've seen in the past. So.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So.
There's still plenty of people out there in bidding. I mean, we could do this again tomorrow, and I guarantee you we have whole different conversations. Teams, 18 hours.
Right. Wow, this chat has gotten a little crazy now. All right.
I'm a little late to the party. My bad.
So so Dunks, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Oh, get muted. That sucks, man. All right, so.
That's awesome.
How do I unmute you? I'm really sorry. I seriously don't know how to unmute you. It just says muted. No, I really did mute you and can't unmute you, and I'm sorry. It just gives me a great area.
Hello?
Oh, look, you're back. Oh, you unmuted. Okay, you just do it.
I didn't know that. My bad. I'm doing great. I'm like moving out of my house, so like my bedroom's empty right now, kind of sort of.
I was told by a source that you moved your bed out and that you're sleeping on a hardwood floor for the rest of the week. Yeah, that's a great setup.
That's my bed.
That's a great setup. But you're gonna need a lot of therapy for that at the end of the week.
Can't bring my bitches over. It's bullshit.
Your bitches, yeah. Pretty sure they're just lining up at the door. So, Josh, let's hear it. What do you? Dick's out for Harambe. Is that what I just saw? Please don't bring that here. We don't need that here. So, Josh, what are your thoughts on bidding? I know you're fairly new to FIFA, and you may not provide the best insight, but you've got to have a little bit of insight based on your experience so far.
Well, I'm a little bothered that I don't have a bid yet. I'm not gonna lie. My ego's hurt and tarnished. Anybody who knows me knows that I talk a lot of shit, but I don't mean a lot of my shit that I talk. But something that I noticed today, because he had me check, is my good buddy in real life, who's a pretty good striker, does not have a bid either, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. And then myself, I mean, I was on Everton last season. I did pretty well. was on USA. We did pretty well, better than most people thought. I don't have a bid yet. There's a lot of good players without bids, in my eyes. So
I think a lot of people are still believing they're going to get that best player, and they're just waiting on hopefully getting that player, not having to resort to others. So you'll see those guys getting bids come later, a couple days down the road here.
I just want to encourage all owners to keep bidding on KC. Like, just bring it up higher and higher and higher. Like, let's get that as high as we can get it.
I want to see KC be more expensive than Nino. That would be amusing to me.
I really want KC to go for a lot so that it makes us 500k warriors more valuable.
Agreed.
So, I just foresee KC being stuck on whatever team bids them because of the contract.
All right, so we've got a question here. For the players that signed up during bidding, will there be a blind bidding or they just get randomly assigned? The guys that weren't placed in bidding, I have to know who they are, and we will have a blind bidding for them. All the owners were made aware of this, that we will have a blind bidding for the guys that signed up and weren't put into the bidding list at the thank you at the end of the week. And any guys that signed up and weren't bidding and don't get bid on, they will be randomly assigned.
My bad on that hiccup belch thing.
That's all right. We'll let it slide. So, any other closing remarks, anyone? Dunks is here. Everyone wants to split. Seems like a good time.
Wow. Rest in peanut butter.
Rest in peanut butter.
Just in peanut butter.
Let's get a couple more million on Nino.
Couple more million. I agree.
I'm waiting
That'll
for
make
that
my
10
night.
bomb.
So,
Killer Squirrels asked, can we keep an updated list throughout the week for blind bids so we know who will be included in the second round of bidding?
As of now, it's only the two people that I've been told so far, and that's Benny and Philly. So there you have it.
Should be in the managers forum.
Yeah, I actually have in the managers forum a list for people to comment who wasn't in bidding. No offense,
Perfect.
staff isn't going to go looking through for that. I mean, that's a lot of work, to look through like 300 guys. So
Unless the staff is the one, that wasn't included in bidding, at which point they will conveniently tell you they were not in bidding.
well, the riddle for the day is, folks, and we posted in my group chat, is that what's the difference from Philly fan being in bidding and not being in bidding? Nothing. Nothing. He's still going to be on a TC. There's no difference.
But you know what? I'm going to be the best damn DC player in the league, okay?
Yeah.
Hands down.
I think that scarf made you, if you go on a roster, you're going to owe a team 500K.
Don't talk shit about my Man City. I will come to the computer and beat the shit out of you.
Not with that connection. I don't believe you.
Gets back.
You know what? I'm out. That's all I've had enough for the day.
We can't understand you anyway.
How do you not like out
Your
of games? That's
chirp's
my
irrelevant.
Poor Philly. Unlucky.
question.
When will random assignments be? They will be before games on Sunday. That's for sure. Doesn't
I'd
look
like
like
to
any
say something.
Go ahead.
I like to say something.
Go ahead.
I would say whoever's bidding for me, this is the setup you're getting from your 6.5 million player.
Let me ask you.
TV.
Do you lay your TV down and put a telescope over it so you can see it a little bit better?
I use a microscope.
A microscope,
Not a
okay. A telescope, yeah, what am I saying? Oh my god, forget it. I don't even know what my...
Stars.
I'm
It's a good thing
talking
it's
about.
pretty. It's a good
Looking
thing.
for the stars. No, telescope's for Nino because he's a fucking legend.
Is that any better?
What's that?
Is that any better by speaking to the microphone?
Oh wow, that's actually
microphone.
somewhat better. But I'm gonna be honest. You might want to add an extra hamster to that wheel on your internet connection.
I have BIOS quantum internet.
Well,
I don't
it's,
know what the issue is.
apparently you're being ripped off.
It's
And
not
there's
funny, my
nobody
parents
else
are
in the
being ripped off.
house. Like I'm alone. Everybody left the house, so I'm the only one on the internet. So I don't know what the issue is.
Jake,
It's got to be the beats.
Well, we do have an issue
Gotta
brewing
blame
right
it.
now, and I think it's Marino to blame. Marino, I see someone screaming at you for not giving a shout out for something.
Is it still
Where do
Bruce
we
about
see-
Swerve?
Yes.
Staff swerve.
Swerve.
Nubsy says in the chat box 10 mil on Philly so he can buy some hamsters.
Hamsters.
That's very thoughtful.
If anybody bids more than 500K on me, there's going to be an issue because I am not worth any more than that. Period.
I can't wait for the next staff meeting when we have blind bids and no one puts a single bid on you.
That, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I already told you. Team random assignment. Like, that's where I'm going to end up.
Hey,
Well,
that's what I'm going for too.
Hashtag PC
Well,
land.
what's perfect about it too is that we have the president, the vice president, and the rep worrying about training camp. Well, now we have a deputy commissioner on the training camp team. as
Okay,
well.
you know what? I think I'll be a little worried about training camp games.
Damn, gloves are off here. Holy shit.
Gloves are off. Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable.
You know, at least Dave's not here, so we don't have to hear about the fucking
I'm a
earrings.
pacifist.
Earrings? You're the one that brought it up just now.
I just brought it up, but I just wanted to make sure because if he was here, this entire show would have been nothing but earrings.
Earrings.
So.
Yeah.
So what's the
I don't-
story behind that? Can we get that on stream?
No,
we
we'll
do
talk
not need
about that
that
later.
story
We'll talk
ever
about
to
that
be
later.
made
That's a staff joke. I'll tell you more later.
Okay.
Smoke Barbecue said pay $5 million to keep Philly fan off your roster. So
Yeah,
that means,
I agree.
That means we're gonna have to deduct $5 million from everyone's roster for Philly fan to sit out this
I would
season.
see every team would do that, and you know what? You know, I was on staff last year. I didn't play a single game the entire year.
That must have been a pretty good management team. Oh, I brought him back.
I was on like 7 teams.
Yeah, that sucks.
I've been playing FIFA since January and I won a title.
Like, you know, it's not because I didn't want to play. It's just that, you know, there were teams that wanted me to play and I just didn't have time or I was too busy. So I would not be surprised if there was a good amount of teams. If there were a
Dicks
good
out
amount
for
of teams.
Philly. Hold on, I'm gonna put this as the headline for the stream while we all chat.
Where was that put
Dicks
out?
out for dunks was so much better.
I don't know. I would say hamsters
I've
out for Philly.
I've officially given up on this league. We're doomed. We're all doomed.
Yep. Wait on any more questions, folks. Lake's got a big smile on his face. Something's
No,
going
I'm just
on.
reading the chat box.
Oh.
Yeah, people are saying some shit.
Yo, is it lit?
It's lit.
That's a testy question right there from Brucey.
Smarts, very.
This guy wants to know how many well, I'm not going to say that out loud. I just saw a question mark and started speaking. Never mind.
Idiot. Smarts, how high is Lake? Lake, how high are you?
Uh,
Nah.
Nah, not today.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a lot of troll comments, so we're gonna close out here. Unless you guys got
Okay.
anything else to add.
Wait, Killer Squirrels is asking for a heartfelt appeal from Philly to get bid on.
Heartfelt
Alright.
appeal.
I don't know. I mean, you guys don't want to.
He's not ass.
Who, Philly?
Yeah.
Do you play with your TV on? Sorry, Philly.
Just in the Philly back, man. I love it. I don't know why I come to these things.
TV's
All right.
overrated.
All right, so I'm gonna close it out here. This is getting off track.
I want to say one quick thing.
All right, yeah, another quick thing. Okay.
I just gotta
I'm
say, we
next.
got the best looking FIFA staff in all FIFA leagues. I mean, look at Marino. He's so fucking cute.
I know. I'm a pretty little bitch.
It's all that
He's
swerve.
drinking a beer. I fucking love it. Hang on.
It's all that swerve.
So much swerve. Too much swerve to handle.
All right, Nino, what do you got?
Yeah, before I go get some tacos, just shout out to the Breakfast Club and Grandpa Brucey for keeping it real all these years.
Oh man.
Uh,
All
right. Let's wrap it up. I gotta go play NHL.
All right, sounds good. All
You
right,
got
so
biggies.
I got biggies tonight.
he's got biggies to play. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. Good luck to everyone through bidding, and see you around. Thank you all for joining me on the show as well.
Later, fam.
Goodbye.